let's start the show.
Are you excited to get canceled today?
We saw a French film today because we know you wouldn't. We had the courage. Sometimes we had to look away. This movie took a lot out of us and it expected a lot from us.
You see the title, you see what the fuck we're on about. Cuties, elephant in the room.
Woo!
It's hard to watch.
I thought Midsummer was a weird movie.
We took this bullet straight to our chest. For you, no one's even gonna watch this, but I mean, we did.
We did because it was going around the internet when we saw some people talking about the movie, what it was about, but no one really talked about the movie. Reviewed the movie. Let's review the movie.
Well, I'm gonna once again just address the elephant in the room.
Yes.
This probably isn't as horrible as you think. Horrible way to start this. I know you're already.
Yeah.
Comments right now.
It was not as bad as I thought it was.
Okay. I know we said this a lot in the past, and it's just with this movie. Yes, you have a lot of scenes that'll make you want to run out your door and just run away from it as far as possible. But a majority
gouge out your eyes.
But the thing is, you probably already know what it's about. Alright, girl pageant. A girl wants to be a part of this group of other girls who are trying to dance their way into the hearts of many. That is minimal. The pageant stuff is actually very minimal. It is more of a storytelling side quest here. So it's not as intense in the movie. The problem is when it is in the movie.
Oh, and when it is intense. I want to say they don't hold back. Nothing is held back. The fourth wall is in fact broken during some of this. I would say they sexualize these girls so much, and it's just like, what the fuck?
That's the problem with it. Because when you watch this movie, you can watch it, and if they were to take all that stuff out, it would still be a movie. Mm-hmm. They clearly went that extra mile on purpose to give you, and I'm not kidding, close-up shots of 10-year-old posteriors. Close-up shots of their chest areas. I don't want to get flagged by the FBI.
I don't want to use those two words in the kids and any part of that in the same sentence.
Literally, you have a scene where one of the main character has to try and record the penis of an 11-year-old boy in the bathroom.
The bathrooms, by the way, doors are always wide open.
Oh yeah, always wide open.
They're huge. Like the door is probably wider than this couch, and it's just open there. And no one washed their hands.
Yes. I'm just saying the movie's a bit overtly sexual to an uncomfortable degree.
With kids.
Yeah.
Shouldn't I say what?
So I will say though, I'm pretty sure that's the point, and I know a lot of people that have seen this movie, like really seen it.
Actually seen it, not just seen videos about it on YouTube.
Also know it's the point, because a huge part of the movie is just showing how the adult sexual world is so prevalent now that it seeps into the minds of these young girls.
And that's what they think is okay to do.
And
it's not.
They try to replicate it, and I'm pretty sure it's overtly sexual to really hammer that point home to you when you're watching it. Because it's really hard not to, like, when you're watching this, it's very natural to go, God, no.
Yeah, there's parts where I just had to go like, no, I'm not even going to look for just not looking.
Pretty much. Like, there was a whole 2 or 3 sequences in this film where I just straight up had to just turn and go, that's a lovely cabinet of food you have over there.
Thanks, Sean. Worked really hard on it. Our main character's name is Ami, okay? Or spelled out Amy, but that's how they say it. And it's about her. She sees these girls practicing dancing and thinks, oh, that looks fun. And tries to go in with these girls, even though they're bullies. They don't use her for the right reasons, or they just don't appreciate the level of friendship she could bring to the table, an honest friendship. And they just, when they finally start using her, they use her up. And then she has a realization that, maybe something's changing. I got to decide what's good for myself. And so that's basically what the movie's about. But when they're entering for this dance competition, they're practicing, that's the parts that are uncomfortable, where they'll start overtly, at first the dances were not bad.
They actually weren't.
They were a little too much for kids, but that's kids like saying, oh, is this a little, no. But when Ami starts watching these overtly sexual videos in her temple or church or whatever, during holy time, okay? Yes. She goes under her, I think, the shawl or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Goes in there, starts watching videos with an earphone. It's like, with grown women, flapping their asses and whatnot. Thinks, hey, this is cool. Brings it to the table with her friends. Hey, friends, got these new dance moves, and starts doing these really sexual stripper-esque dance moves. And I mean, like, imagine moves you see a stripper do. That's what these kids are doing.
I would say the least this film is good for is it really does get you thinking and talking in a way. If you actually sit down and force yourself to watch it, which I will not blame you if you don't want to do that. Seriously.
It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, especially because if we did not know about what was in this movie, if we sat down watching it, it would have taken us by surprise.
Yeah.
Knowing, from the first seconds you see this innocent child, like, walking down the hallway, you get out of a room or whatever, you're just like, oh, young, very young, like, because we know kind of what's going to happen, but when you actually see the age for the first time, it's like, no.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's one of those films that'll probably go down in history as being controversial, but not in like a Human Centipede kind of way.
Right,
It's like the whole purpose of this movie is that it wants to be controversial in a thinking way.
To open up some conversation about, because the world is getting very sexual, let's admit it. I was telling you the other day, I follow meme pages on Instagram.
Oh.
Some of which are private. I try not to do private, but sometimes the funny ones, people send me stuff, I follow them. And then they send me there's funny memes, like, oh, this is funny. But then I'll get a random girl, I guess you could call it model, that's just doing a sexy pose, wearing barely nothing, and it's like, okay, I can appreciate modeling, but I'm trying to get the memes right now.
I'm trying to get my funnies.
Like, I'm trying to laugh. I'm not. And then it's random because then it's like, what? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Really?
Well, I mean, when I'm in the mood. I don't. Let's see. If I want to follow sexy pictures, I'll follow sexy pictures. I don't want to have a meme page doing sexy pictures. Just give me a sexy. I'll follow the model, but I don't want the model to bleed into my memes.
Memes and models are
separate. It's like separation in church and state, man. I believe my memes and my models should be separate as well. But yeah, you see it all the time. And then the trends where people take down their pants and flop their ass inside a grocery store. No. Like, whatever, I'm doing pranks. You ever see that on Instagram too? You don't see that?
I do not see that. What?
Keep the memes separate.
This is a movie though. It's a movie.
That's another thing I was scared of, Sean. I knew it wouldn't obviously be a child pornography film, obviously. It's on Netflix. But I was scared the point of the movie was to be sexual towards the kids. Like, hey, look, this is art. Kids can be art too. I was so scared of that. I was so scared. So if you're worried about that, it's not one of those movies. It is a film. But there's, I think, 3 or 4 parts where they're practicing their dance moves.
You can narrow it down to 3 scenes, yeah.
Yeah.
3.
3, yeah.
With like some half.
With a couple halves. But, no, it is a movie. And it will open up conversation. So if you want to watch this, you will be talking about it afterwards.
Yes.
And it will open up some discussions that are important to have nowadays. Especially with all the, sex trafficking, child sex trafficking.
Yeah, actually, yes.
They hear a lot about going on the internet, and hopefully this kind of maybe opens your eyes. So this movie could have a good point, But the question is this a good movie? In our humble opinions.
That is what I was going to get into.
Yes.
Now, I mean, I'm not going to state my rating yet, but I will say, technically speaking, this movie's actually very well done. Like I said earlier, the writing's actually pretty good. I'm gonna say this word, and you're gonna have to understand. I mean this as innocently as possible. The camera work is really good.
A little too good at some parts. Sean.
I'm just saying there's very interesting camera choices.
Oh.
That one scene from Transformers.
Sean, do a jump cut.
Down the
Jump cut, Sean.
It's a well-made film.
Yes.
But I don't think I would ever see it again.
I know I won't. Because I think the purpose of the movie is to open up the conversation they can have. But it's not a movie you can watch over and over again because it's making children sexy, which is never a good thing.
Yeah.
And just saying that sentence makes me uncomfortable. But it's what it does. It sexualizes the children. And that's where my hang up is. And that's why I can't watch this over and over again. If there could be like an edited version, where like, the first time you see it, it has to be that. But the second time you watch it,
I get what you're saying.
the second time you watch it, it unlocks a different mode. The instead of extended cut, the unextended, the depleted cut.
Yeah.
Where you don't see any sexy at all.
Yeah, the first one is so you get the point, and the second one says you don't need to see the point
Right,
again.
exactly.
You got it the first time. It's one of those films. It's weird because it's like you don't really necessarily watch this movie to enjoy it.
No, you watch it because someone created an art piece and.
Yeah, it's like the real enjoyment you get from it is trying to comprehend the point they're making.
Yes.
But see it's a hard movie to talk about. It's an odd one because for me I don't know if that justifies it because if you were to take all that stuff out and make this your generic like girl just trying to fit in with other girls movie, you've seen a billions of those.
Yeah.
The only one that separates this one is that it like is more wrong than other ones.
Where it might just show other movies just might show her at home or going to school. This shows what she does outside home, outside school, like what she's doing in her, I guess you could say, downtime. Not a lot of movies concentrate on that, you know? Like her going to the store. But it was going to see those girls again. And just,
It depends on if you can justify the movie's existence that way. And if you can, then maybe you'll enjoy it too. This is a hard watch. This is not a movie a lot of people would end up liking. If you are a person that likes to watch a movie just to have a good time and have fun, this is not your film.
Nope.
It's not even close to being your film.
It's not enjoyable.
It's
hard work, honestly.
If you want to watch a film that makes you think, as dumb as that sounds for a movie about child, this is a movie that is designed, like you have to go in knowing you want something that will challenge yourself.
Yes.
Like it is one of those films, you have to be comfortable with the idea that you're going to be seeing things you don't want to see, and then you have to also deal with the fact like that it exists, why it exists, what it's trying to say. If you can't go down this path of enjoyment, you will not enjoy the film. It really just is that. So it's a hard movie to talk about. It's a hard movie to rate. It's a hard movie to give a...
Well, shall we...
you wanna?
Shall we flip?
Let's get canceled in 3, 2, 1. King!
Heads.
Tails, actually.
You didn't like it like that, huh?
So here's the thing. Like I said, I did enjoy it as a movie. Like it is a movie. Like I can sit there and go, hey, I can see where the strengths are. But it really does, to me at least, come down to enjoyment. And, you know, like for me, though it does make a point, I don't feel like it's a point that needed to be made for me. I don't feel like it was a point that I really enjoyed, like I was saying, enjoying going that path down. And for me, a movie has to be enjoying for me if I want to consider it a good film. I can't. I just can't. I didn't enjoy it. I kind of watched it, went, and then the movie ended. That was me, at least.
Yes, there are some hard parts to watch, but I can appreciate someone trying to get across a point. Now, I agree. I did not enjoy watching this. Far from. But when it wasn't doing the sexual stuff, I was able to just sit down and kind of breathe and just watch as she deals with, you know, her family life and going to school, you know, and things like that. But those parts, you know, it's very hard to think about those other parts because the other stuff just sticks with you because it's like, dear God.
But the whole movie is really well made.
No, it is really well made. You know, it's well acted. I believe, you know, these kids all were going to school and when they're angry at being bullies, I believe they're being bullies. You know, like it was a very interesting movie to watch. I can't watch this again, but I liked it. I think it was one of the movies where, some movies they try to put a point across, and I can't speak for everyone, but I'm kind of like a little hard noggin right here, so sometimes I don't get the point. Oh, this one, I got the point.
They just shot that point right in your face.
Don't sexualize kids, as easy as that is to say, but it comes down to like also knowing and like being aware and looking, like about our culture and what we're doing and how kids are so impressionable that when we watch sexual overt things in movies or TV shows or whatever, we know the premise, we know when it's too far, Kids do not. They do not know a lot of the world because they are kids. So when they see something like that and they think, oh, this is acceptable. I can do this. That's where things start getting twisted. And so it was really good to see, like, hey, maybe we should just take a look at ourselves and what are we doing,
Mm-hmm.
So I could appreciate it as an, I don't want to say artsy film, but like as an art.
No,
Like a piece of art rather than just like a fun movie to watch. Since one of us said heads, this might be our last video. We just want to thank you for all of us.
For the journey, this is our last episode. Fuck it. We're canceled anyway. It doesn't matter if this outro is good or not.